Hello, my loves. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Woo. Throat just cracked. That's fun. When you hop on, say hello. Come watch the replay. Say hello. Say hashtag at replay. I need to find this and share it into my group. I'm not pulling cards today. I know you may be disappointed, but it is what it is. But I had a story to tell. I wasn't going to do this, but I am really feeling the push. Hey guys, hey Sarah, hey Jackie, hey Bonita, beautiful peoples. Thanks for hopping on. I wasn't going to talk about this today. I was just going to go live and pull cards. And I spent a lot of time this morning grounding because Ashley and I, my friend Ashley and I went into business together, and we've been doing a lot of connection calls and having some seriously cosmic energetic experiences with these people. And so I've really felt the need to just ground this morning, just be very super present. And all of a sudden I started having all this stuff come up that I needed to share. And I just kept hearing someone needs to hear the story. Someone needs to hear the story. Hey, Caitlin. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to share that. But, you know, it's the parts and pieces of us that we share that allow other people to have hope, to see themselves in me and for me to see myself in them. And so I definitely you know what's funny? As I told my guides, I said, I do not want to cry on Facebook Live today. It's not happening. It's not going down, people. And look, I haven't even started talking yet, and the tears are already coming up. This is insane. So it just shows the emotion that's going on in the collective right now. So for a lot of you know, today's my wedding anniversary. 3 years today. We got married, and we have been together for 6. But a lot of you guys don't know our crazy story, and it's so much fun because when we go out with people, they're like, so how'd you guys meet? And we just look at each other like, oh, okay, here we go. We're going to tell this crazy story. But I need to go back a little further because this year completes a 7-year cycle for me. I really firmly believe that. Actually, I feel like it's really going to complete next year. But so I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. And if you feel that life is happening to you, that you are a victim to things that are happening to you, this story may change your mind. So in 2011, you know, I was married. This is my 3rd marriage. I was married to another man. I was married to my son's biological father. And I wasn't in a good place. I wasn't in a happy marriage. And I knew in the beginning of that year that he was cheating on me. And I denied myself, and I denied what I felt, and I denied that I deserved. I denied that I was worthy of better, right? And so I just thought, oh, I'm crazy. I'm making things up. And I had already stayed in that relationship way longer than I needed to be. But once again, I was denying myself. I was sacrificing myself, thinking, God, I don't want to start over again. I had gained a bunch of weight. I was super depressed. And beginning of that year, I started seeking who I was. And I did that through Ancestry.com. That's a great place to start, right? Ancestry.com. So I started building like this crazy ass family tree of my side of the family, which goes back way, way far. And it was super cool to learn about, right? And then I started going into my mother's side, which I really didn't know a whole lot about. And so I'm searching, you know, stuff about my mom and my grandma and my grandpa, and I'm going through. And back in the day, you know, I had another tab open. I had Facebook open, right? Back in the day, Facebook used to bring up this corner thing that said, you know, hey, do you know me? You know, trying to get people to have friends. And it was just this little box. And there was this cute guy that popped up, and his name was Paul Burkhardt. Well, guess what, folks? My mother's maiden name is Burkhardt. And so, not thinking anything of it, I message him and I say, hey, are you related to such and such? Because here I am on this seeking journey looking for my family, and there's this guy that pops up, and I'm like, hey, are we related? So I just said, are you related to Donald Burkhardt, which is my grandfather? Never heard anything back for like months. But so I didn't hear anything back, forgot all about it, right? Here I am continuing. I finish up my family tree and I'm just miserable. And I'm staying with this person, even though I knew better. And I wasn't going to leave. I was just going to stay and be miserable and feel like this is what I deserved. Apparently, this is what I deserve. This is what life's handing me once again. This is what I deserve, apparently. And the funny thing happens when you decide to not take action, the universe will pull the rug out from underneath you. The universe will conspire for you. And he was cheating, and he made a mistake and took a picture. And somebody found it and messaged me and showed it to me. And it made me, I wasn't even sad. I was so angry that in one day, in those few hours, I packed up my whole entire house. Literally, by 9 a.m., I found out at 6 a.m. By 9 a.m., I had packed my whole entire house. Instead of making him leave, I packed my whole entire house and was like, bye, and left. And in that moment, the universe allowed me to free myself from something that I wasn't going to. It catalyzed me to change my life. And if you guys know him, please know this is not a bashing session. It's a gratitude session because it changed his life too. It changed his life too. So a few months later, no, like 6 months later, let's be honest here. I've been on my own, right? I had filed for divorce, been on my own for 6 months, just really trying to figure myself out again. Here I am on my own again. I'm hearing that White Snake song, right? Here I go again. That song was my jam during that 6 months. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV and this man pops up in my messenger and was like, no, I'm not related to you, but I wish I was. Okay, for one, who wishes that? Because that's weird, you know? Because I'm like, why? And he's like, because you're cute or you're beautiful or something. And I was like, again, like, why would you want to be related to me then, right? Turns out we're not related. Yay, that's good news, right? But then we started just talking and having this friendship develop. He had lived in San Diego for 15 years. His best friend and I went to high school together. We never met. We had so many friends in common, and we never met. We never freaking met, people. 15 years in my hometown. Literally, he lived down the street, and we never met. He had to move across the country and randomly show up on Facebook one day as someone I needed to or may know because I decided to go on a journey to seek myself. And in that moment, we became friends. We just started talking, and we spent a whole year, you know, really developing our relationship. Now, mind you, he is not somebody that if I had met him in a bar, I never would have gone up to. I never would have even thought about because he wasn't my type for that space and time in my life. And I think the universe knew that. And we needed to be so far apart that we could just talk and get to know each other on a deeper level. He came out the next year, in 2012. He came out and we spent 7 days together over a summer. And that was the end of that. There began us. And in 2013, I took the biggest leap of my life. And I packed up what I could fit in my car and I moved across country. I sold everything else. And I did it to find me. I did it for me. I had no family over there. I had no support. I had nothing over here. I had no job. I had nothing. I've owned several businesses in my life. I had nothing lined up. I bet on me. I bet on the divine. I said, I don't know why. I have no idea why I have to do this. But I did it for me. And so I packed up what I could fit in my car, and his best friend drove me cross country. And little did he know, or myself for that matter, that I was in the middle of a spiritual awakening. Literally, I had been here 2 months before my grandma got sick and then passed. And that's when she started coming to me. And then my dad got sick in 2015 and then passed. And that's when the shit hit the fan. And it really woke me up. It really allowed me to hit rock bottom and see that even though I had really started to come into this earlier, I hadn't broken the pattern still. I was still, the patterns, the things that I was denying for myself, the things I was sacrificing for myself, the things I was doing to self-sabotage, to self-medicate, to deny, whatever, I was still doing them. The patterns were still repeating. They were just repeating in new ways. It was no longer showing up in the form of my marriages or my relationships. It was showing up in new ways. And so once again, I fell into victim mode of, God, this sucks. Why is life doing this to me? Why me? And it was because I wasn't taking action. I wasn't doing the things that I knew I needed to do, that I felt called to do, that felt good to me, that the things that made no effing sense, but I knew I had to do. And when we don't listen to what's best for us, when we don't do what's in our best interest, even when it makes no sense, even when other people are like, why are you doing this? Nobody thought that we would make it. Everybody thought I was crazy. You're doing what? You haven't spent more than a week in living with this man or being with this man, and you're doing what? And I'm like, I know, but I just know. I just know I have to do this. It's not just about him. It was for me. But then I started back into that same cycle of self-sabotage, of denying myself, of self-sacrifice. And I kept doing it over and over and over again until they brought me to my knees and said, do you see it now? Are you awake yet? Do we got your attention? Attention, please. So when you feel, and I must say that this man has supported me through some crazy ass shit, through me traveling, through corporate career loss, from thinking that we may have nothing to having everything, through my crazy ass business ventures, rebranding myself 3 or 4 times, because he accepts me for me at the core. And I pushed against it. I fought against it for a very long time because I didn't accept me, because I thought something was wrong with me when nothing was wrong with me. We all filter things differently. That's all. And just because we don't understand something, or we don't understand why something is happening to us, or for us, I should say, or why certain events take place, I'm here to tell you, it's happening for you. The universe is lining shit up. The universe was lining him up for me before I even knew it was possible for me. So every relationship, everything that happens to you, for you, it's the universe conspiring to help you come back to who you need to remember you are. Because we're all God. We're all aspects of God. He is walking with us. He is showing us. He, she, it doesn't even matter. It's not, there's no labeling here. We need to stop labeling and just say, this is who we are. You don't have to understand me. You don't have to believe me. But this is who I am. And I come to plant seeds, to awaken, to show, to guide you back to you. And I do that through me, through my stories, through my wisdom, through the things that I've been through. And look at this beautiful story that him and I have created that blows people's minds. Like we literally lived on opposite sides of the coast. And that we met when we didn't meet when he was down the street from me. Because I wasn't in that space yet, and neither was he. We had to go through these awakening things to appreciate each other, to appreciate our life, and to feel alive again, and to not need each other, right? Because you don't need another person. We are whole by ourselves, and we come together because we want to be in each other's company, because we want to do this journey together and not separate, because we lean on each other, not because we need each other. Because no, we don't. And either one, both of us are very well aware that this is not, we're not here because we need each other. We can do this on our own. We choose not to. We choose to take this crazy ass adventure together. And so whatever's going on in your life, because there was somebody who really needed to hear this message, and my comments have stopped, so I have no idea what anybody has commented. Whatever's going on in your life, take the word from me, take the advice from me. Don't play victim. Don't blame. Don't feel ashamed. Know that all of it is serving a purpose. All of it. Every last damn weird thing that happens in your life is serving a purpose. And you can ask yourself the what questions. Get out of the why. Get out of the how. Get out of the why completely. Why will get you nowhere. What? What is this trying to show me? What is the purpose behind this happening? And listen to that soft, subtle, quiet voice that is going to be honest and tell you the truth. Your ego is going to scare you. But that soft, quiet voice, that subtle voice, that higher version of you, that connection to your source, your divinity, is going to tell you the truth. You may not like it. You may not like it. In fact, this is what my specialty is. I will tell you the truth. I will tell you what you need to hear. You may not like it, but that's me. But it will tell you the truth. Even me, I don't like it sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to hear you right now. But I come around. Obviously, I come around. I'm here. So just know whatever's happening is happening for a reason. And it's a beautiful reason. There's beauty behind it. There's purpose behind your pain every day. And this is why we are here. This is why we're here. We're here to learn infinite love, not unconditional love. Unconditional love says that you're still putting conditions on people. Infinite love means no matter what, you are love. Whether you rob a bank, now I don't suggest doing that, or you just give you the homeless all day long. No matter what, you are infinitely loved. There's nothing you can do wrong. Everything is going to bring you an opportunity of something. So knowing that everything is just about an opportunity of something, and knowing that everything is just about experiencing and discovering and inquiring, use that, see that in a way of, well, then crap, why do I need to keep reliving the same shit over and over again? Why don't I just live my life? Why don't I just taste my life? Why don't I just take that trip? Talk to that person, reach out to that person, give that person $1, buy that person a cup of coffee. See that person who's crying and ask if they're okay. See that angry person on the other end of the phone or in the store or in the car in front of you and realize they just may be having a bad day. Stop taking shit so seriously. And I learned that from my husband. And my guides are like, hallelujah, thank God, because that woman has been taking life too seriously for far too long. Don't take life so seriously. It's not about you. It's about all of us. Uniting, not separating. Unifying, not dividing. So I know it's not cards, but I feel like this message was needed. And this is me. This is what I talk about all the time in my group, in my business, in my life. And it needed to be shared. You guys needed to have that piece, that part of me. So anyway, thanks you guys for joining me. There's 11 people on and it's 11:11 and that's my cue. So have a great day and we'll talk soon.